Today I'm making leek and potato soup. Very simple meal for you busy mothers out there. So basically, I'm making enough for, you know, a family of 6. So just chop up the leeks, and then you have to give the leeks a good wash. Just let it sit. Mix it around because sometimes there's lots of sand and leek. So you gotta make sure you wash it thoroughly. I'm gonna crush some garlic. We'll be using it to put in the soup. I'm gonna give it a rough chop. Doesn't have to be fancy. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is potatoes. So you can get your kids to help you. 6 potatoes, just to thicken the soup after it's ready. So you just peel it roughly like that, and then wash them. Then you just chop them up. Now Sophia's here to help me peel the potatoes. I washed the broccoli, and all you have to do is cut it up so we can roast it. Put on a pan. I'm gonna put some olive oil, or if you have avocado oil, you can put it in on top of the broccoli to roast. Just sort of, you know, pour some on and then toss it. You can use your hands if you want. That's it. That's how simple it is. Just spread it out, and then we're gonna roast it. There you go. Now, while we're waiting, we're gonna cut the potatoes for the leek soup. So, cut them in half, and then cut them in, you know, small bits, so it's easier to cook faster. The smaller they are, the faster to cook. And there's just a bit of broccoli on it. That's okay, because it's adding to the soup flavor, even though I said it was called potato and leek soup. You can still, you know, throw some broccoli in there. So basically, you just cut it up. And once all this is done, you just put it aside, and then get your leeks. If you want to give it more flavor, you can roast them like with the broccoli, because roasting the vegetable gives it flavor. If you don't want to roast it, you can still cook them without roasting if you're short on time. But roasting them actually makes them taste better. I have the leeks in a pan after being washed, and I'm gonna you can put olive oil, like I said, or if you have avocado oil, you can put that in. Or you can do both, I guess. Because we're just gonna toss it in a little bit of that. You can use your hands, toss it. You can get your kids to help you out if you want. And basically, after you toss it, you just throw it in the oven at about 350. Make sure they don't burn, but it just needs to be roasted for a little bit. Okay, so I have in a pot, you can either use vegetable stock if you're doing vegetarian, vegan, or you can use chicken stock if you don't mind, but I'm just putting plain water in there, and I'm gonna put the potatoes that I cut up into the pot. So while the leeks are roasting, the potatoes can cook. So I can just add in the leeks afterwards. If you want to roast your garlic, you can, just by throwing it in with the leeks. You don't wanna overcook the garlic because they can burn easily. So I'm gonna throw it in for a little while, just because I can. Then we'll just, maybe another 5 minutes, and then I'll throw it all in the soup. 20 minutes at 350 degrees, and the leeks should be ready. I'll throw it into the soup. If you wanna make this go faster, you can always add hot water that you boil in a kettle, so it's faster. So I'm gonna take all the bits that are more roasted. I'm gonna throw some of the ones that don't look so roasted back in just for a few minutes. And the leeks turn like roasted golden brown. I'm throwing it into the potatoes because the potatoes are ready. Pre-boil your water if you don't want to use vegetable or chicken stock. So I just put water in. Just enough, because I kind of like soup. So I have my hand blender here. Stick it in there and just move it around so I can mix.